In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to take care of the string of pickles plant. This is a crazy, awesome trailing succulent plant that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorites in the house right now, and I'm really excited about this. I'm sure you've noticed these string of plants are becoming super popular, and it's for a good reason because these trailing succulents, they have super awesome looking leaves and they're just crazy looking. Hey there guys, my name is Chris and welcome to Houseplant Therapy. This is my YouTube channel and I personally consider houseplants to be a therapeutic way of living. I'm really excited about today's video. The string of pickles. I mean, they look like just little itty bitty little pickles, and these string of plants, guys, they're becoming more and more popular every single day, and it's because they're super easy to keep and they're just super easy to keep. So this is our string of pickles plant, and I will start out by saying that our plant isn't getting enough sunlight. You can kind of tell that because it's starting to trail. You can tell by the stems because they're trying to kind of reach for more sunlight. And this plant is commonly called the ruby necklace, and the reason it's called the ruby necklace is because when this plant gets adequate amounts of sunlight, or I guess they call it like sun stress, the leaves start to turn like this beautiful ruby color. But when the plant is doing just like mediocre, that's when they just kind of stay this green color. They almost look like little bananas. Even though this is called like the string of pickles, they look like little bananas to me. So what we're doing with this plant actually is we're propagating it. We're cutting up the stems, and what we're going to do is we're going to repot them in the same plant here, just so the plant is more full and luscious. You can commonly do this with a lot of these string of trailing succulent plants. And this is really common for a lot of people that live in the northern Midwest. We're in Minnesota, and some of our plants just don't get the amount of sunlight like a lot of you guys do down south and such. So as you can see, we're just using little bobby pins to kind of just stuff the stem into the soil. But guys, the general care requirements for the string of pickles is super easy. You got to remember, this is a succulent, so you want a fast drying soil mix. And secondly, you want as much indirect sunlight as you can get. This plant prefers to be on that windowsill and honestly get direct sunlight sometimes. You know, I never really say give your plants direct sunlight, but this plant I think absolutely would love it. When it comes to keeping succulent plants, there's three core things you got to live and die by. Number one, they need tons of lighting. Give them the most light possible. Number two, fast draining soil. And number three, do not overwater these plants. These three core aspects, you're going to go super far with this plant. Like I was saying before, this plant is also known as the ruby necklace, as another common name, because these leaves turn into this ruby crazy coloration when the plant is getting a ton of sunlight, and that's kind of what a lot of people strive for. Our plant honestly doesn't look the greatest, but we're working on it. And I think it's important to kind of tell our struggles to kind of help you. We're struggling with giving this plant enough lighting. So if you could, maybe plan on putting this plant in a higher lighting location inside of your home. So I would say two negative sides to keeping this plant. Number one, you got to give it tons of sunlight. We're struggling with that. And number two, the leaves of this plant are actually kind of heavy. You know, this is a string of plant, but what happened with us is these leaves get kind of heavy and they're waterlogged because it's a succulent. They're filled with water and moisture, and sometimes it makes the stem a little brittle, especially because we have children running around, possible animals. Sometimes the stem will just kind of just get yanked, and sometimes the plant can get a little dainty. But for the most part, taking care of the string of pickles plant is super easy. I'll be honest, when we first picked this up, I was super hesitant. I looked at the girlfriend, was just like, that thing looks exotic and we can't keep it. And she's like, just let's try it, And even though it's neglected a little bit on sunlight, the plant is actually fairly healthy. I don't know. What's kind of cool is we propagated this, super easy to propagate, and we filled up 3 pots with just all the cuttings from one plant. To propagate this plant, all you have to do is cut the stem anywhere you want and literally just plop it in the soil. It is recommended to fertilize most plants in the springtime just because they're getting more amounts of sunlight. I really do love this plant. When people come over, they look at it and they're just like, whoa, where'd you guys get this? And it's just It's super exotic, right? I don't know. We're tricking a lot of people, honestly. It's just one of those plants that just looks really crazy. So hopefully this video helped you learn how to take care of the string of pickles plant. Super easy plant, even though it looks really complicated. These string of plants, there's a lot of popularity coming with them. And yeah, you got to hit me up in the comment section. Like, are you researching this plant? Did you already buy it and you brought it home? You impulse bought it? Yeah, just hit me up in the comments. If you like the video or what we're doing here on the channel, consider subscribing. Like the video. I said that 100 times. All right, guys.